My name's Alex Wright, and I'm here to talk about John Coyne, who was my father-in-law's father. Actually, I've never met. He passed away in the early 60s, but we bought a brick for him, and we wanted to honor him. So he was in the Navy from, I believe, 1917 to 1920. So he did serve some during World War I on the USS Michigan, which was a battleship, BB-27, I believe. And they did some convoy duty during the First World War, bringing our troops over and then back. So he participated in doing that. And I believe after the war, one of the few stories I've heard my father-in-law talk about is after the war, they transited through the Panama Canal and went to Hawaii. And my father-in-law is originally from Massachusetts, and is from this area that has a very large Portuguese population, believe it or not. And apparently, this area, New Bedford, Massachusetts, was a big whaling city. And over the time of the whalers, a lot of Portuguese immigrants would come in and they would serve on these boats because it was, kind of no one else wanted to do it. The reason I mention all that is Hawaii was often a port of call for the whalers in the Pacific Ocean. And there actually ended up being a lot of Portuguese that lived there in Hawaii because they wanted to get off the sailing boat. It seemed like a great place to live. And so his father always talked about all these Portuguese that were in Hawaii. He thought it was kind of interesting because he had come from this area with a lot of the Portuguese. So that's really the only story he's ever kind of mentioned to me, because he was much older. I think he died when my father-in-law was like 17, so didn't have a lot of interesting stories. I don't think he talked about his war service too much, but definitely wanted to honor that, his time in the Navy during the war.